Student Wellness is a health promotion and prevention office. We support mental health through multiple programs. We provide services for violence prevention, substance use prevention, and health equity, just to name a few. Students are able to request psychoeducational workshops and one-on-one well-being coaching from our website. We also have various student groups affiliated with our office, such as the Healthy Heal Ambassadors, who are peer educators, and identity-based groups such as Sister Talk, Real Talk, and Peace that support the cultural impacts to mental health. We also support students in recovery through the Collegiate Recovery Program. Counseling and Psychological Services, also known as CAPS, is the Treatment and Intervention Office. They provide brief individual and group therapy. They have numerous groups available you can check out on their website, and specifically designed the newly multicultural health program to center the mental health needs of underrepresented students on campus. They have a 24/7 phone number where you can reach a mental health professional at any time that you're in need. Both CAPS and Student Wellness have the ability to refer out to community resources for ongoing support. The best way to keep up with us is by following UNC Healthy Heals on all social media platforms. When thinking about ways to de-stress and good self-care activities, I recommend asking ourselves what we need. This requires regular check-ins with our emotions, feelings, and physical sensations. What do I need today? Whether the answer is rest, relaxation, peace, comfort, or support, it's important to know what we need in order to seek that out and ask for help. Ways to de-stress are different for everyone because they are most effective when these activities are unique to our personalities and lifestyles. Here are a few tips that I have found to de-stress. For example, start and end your day with a mindful moment, a morning meditation, or nightly gratitude journaling. Schedule multiple breaks throughout the day. During these breaks, check in with yourself and give yourself what you need. A walk outside in nature, time away from screens, or a nutritional meal. I definitely recommend creating a separate space specifically for studying and schoolwork outside of your bedroom if possible. If not, a separate corner or desk will suffice. Try your best not to study or do schoolwork while lounging in bed or on the couch. This way, we don't confuse our bodies and our brains. We tend to be more productive when we have a place where our bodies and brains know this is my workspace, and less trouble sleeping or relaxing when we don't mix the two. It's also helpful to allow yourself multiple breaks throughout the day, especially to prevent Zoom fatigue. Be realistic with your schedule, don't overload it, and designate rest times, intentionally limiting screens while resting. This looks different for everyone and also can look different for the same individual at different times in their life. Balancing multiple priorities is tough. Here in Student Wellness, we tend to use the notion of harmony to represent more of an ebb and flow required to manage various aspects of wellness. Prioritizing your time is a helpful tip. You can do this by creating schedules and lists that incorporate the dimensions of wellness that are important to you and sticking to those boundaries you create for yourself within those limits as much as possible. When we get the clutter out of our heads and into a list or schedule where we can organize it, we tend to feel more in control of our days and lives. This may have changed significantly since the pandemic and could also vary for us from week to week or semester to semester, given the demands we have. So remember to be flexible. Create healthy boundaries. You can do this by knowing your values and making decisions that align with them. The truth is that if we do not make time for ourselves, typically no one's going to do that for us. It's important to check in with yourself regularly and set healthy boundaries that honor your mental well-being. It's okay to say no. In fact, sometimes it's necessary. Well, first, we have to recognize that being productive looks very different now. Currently, prioritizing your mental well-being is one of the best ways to be more productive, which may not mean that you're producing more than you were before the pandemic in terms of output, but instead, hopefully, you are taking the space you need to produce more consistent and sustainable output. If there is one thing that I've learned from the pandemic, it is to recognize and honor the need for rest and recovery. If we think about weight training, when we are trying to build muscle, we lift weights to tear the muscle fibers, but the muscle actually grows at rest. When we are training for a marathon, we don't start out running the full 26.2 miles. We take breaks, listen to our body, and build our capacity. Just the same, we must accept rest and recovery as necessary and helpful components to productivity.